Hi everyone, merhaba, this is Ayşenur Altan. Welcome to Turkish Food and Travel. Today I'm gonna show you a delicious börek filled with cheese. It has a different technique. We're not gonna use any rolling pin, only by hand. And with the different technique I'm gonna show you, it will be fun to make and comes out so flaky. It's gonna be so delicious. Let's get started. I have 1 cup water, half cup milk. You can use only water if you like. 1 teaspoon each salt and sugar, about 10 grams fresh yeast or 1 teaspoon dry yeast, and 1 tablespoon butter. We're gonna add the butter later after we knead the dough. I'm also going to use half cup of corn flour. I just forgot to add it here. And let's make the dough now. I'm gonna add the wet ingredients. My milk, it's at room temperature. And also, my friends, if you want to make more börek, keeping other ingredients, you can increase a half cup milk or water to 1 cup more. So in total it's 2 cups, and make more börek with it. I added the sugar, the yeast, corn flour, and going to add some more. But first I wanna mix everything well and then add a bit more flour to it. 1 cup more. And here I want to activate the yeast before I add the salt in it. So it is waited for about 2-3 minutes. Now I can add more flour. In total I used about 4 cups along with salt, and now I'm going to knead until it comes out to a nice, smooth, playable dough. After about 2-3 minutes of kneading, I'm adding 1 tablespoon butter and continue to knead until everything comes together again. I have nice, smooth, elastic dough. Just turn it into a ball. Cover and let it rise until it is doubled. Meanwhile, I'm gonna prepare my filling, which is cheese. I'm gonna mix everything. I just wanted to show you the traditional white cheese we use from the original package. And I'm also adding some aged white cheese, which has more intense flavor, and some kaşar cheese, and in total it was about 400 grams. It's up to you, you can add less or more and experiment with different cheeses you have. And finally I'm gonna add some chopped parsley to it. I want to remind that your comments, likes and shares are very important for me to reach other people, so please do use them. And of course, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet. I didn't add any salt since the cheeses are salty, but if you like some hotness, you can add red pepper flakes too. To roll out my dough, I'm gonna use vegetable oil. It is half cup, but I'm gonna add a bit more, 2/3 of a cup, I can say. My dough has rested, it is doubled. And in a small bowl I have extra corn flour to use for the layers. Now we can begin to work to shape the dough. I just cut them in 6 pieces, turn it into a ball, and going to drizzle some oil on the bottom. I used American Service You can use tray if you like, because we're gonna let them rest a bit more with the oil. Use the oil generously, we're gonna need it to roll out the dough. And cover again, let it rest at least for 20 minutes. And after 20 more minutes with the oil, now we can begin to roll out the dough. Just oil the table. I'm using a glass table. Didn't want to use my wooden countertop. And just drizzle some more oil if needed. You will understand when you begin to stretch the dough. And it will easily, just as you can see, stretch into a thin layer. After you stretch the dough as much as you can, just sprinkle about, let's say, less than a tablespoon of corn flour all over and fold it to the center from the sides. And between each folding, just sprinkle a bit more corn flour. And what the corn flour will do is it will create layers, separate the layers when it is baked, and also give more flavor to it. So I fold it from the sides. I'm gonna sprinkle more corn flour again. And now fold from the long sides again. And finally turn it into a square. And my first dough is ready. I continue to do the same thing to other doughs and rest it again. And beginning from the first one I shaped, I'm gonna roll out again. When you wait between the shaping, it will rest again the dough and will let you open again. But if you make it quickly without waiting it, you're not able to stretch the dough. As you can see, with a little bit more oil, I'm able to stretch my dough again, and with that I have very thin layers since I folded on my dough. So now I shaped it into a rectangular and it's ready to meet with the filling. Just put generously to one side. Roll the dough until it is half of the dough is closed, and to make it pretty and to help the flaky shaped seen after it is baked, you just cut it from the sides and finish rolling it. Here is the first börek, or I can say flaky poğaça too, is ready. Let's do one more. Using a bit more oil, I easily open my rested dough again with the layers. Add some filling. By the way, it would be very delicious with potato filling or even with a ground beef, anything, name it. Here is the second one ready. So I continue to do the same thing with the other 4 pieces and it is done. Just cover it and let it rise since it's yeasted dough. for about 30 minutes and egg wash it with egg yolk, a little bit of milk and a tiny bit of cocoa powder mixture. Cocoa powder is optional but gives more denser, darker color when it is baked. Just brush it generously. I sprinkled some sesame seeds and nigella seeds on top. And we need to pre-cut it before it is baked. And actually it could have been better if I cut it before egg wash because it was sticky. So do it that way. And bake it in 200 Celsius degree preheated oven until it is golden colored for about 30-35 minutes. So here it is, the final result. It looks very flaky and at the same time soft inside. Let's take a look. It was very flaky on top. You can see the layers, and soft inside because of the yeast dough. And with 3 different kinds of cheese. Perfect treat for afternoon tea or coffee time. So give it a try and let me know how it turned out in the comments. You can share your photos from Instagram account Turkish Food and Travel. You can also freeze some of it and enjoy. Just reheat and it will be fresh as from the oven. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you in another delicious Turkish food recipes and travel vlogs. Afiyet olsun.